Hi guys, this is praios, and today I want to focus on boards with two high cards, so ace, king, queen, jack or 10. So two of them are needed, and how to play optimal on these in a GTO setting. I hope this will be beneficial and we will learn a lot. This is always very dry, but I think it will help our game, and so let's get into it. And by the way, I am not hiding anything from you. Everything I do, all my study sessions, all my work I put into getting better at poker is streamed. So if you want to get as good as I am, just watch this and work hard, pay attention, and you will become a winning player too, because it's not that hard nowadays. I mean, it is hard, but everyone with like a normal IQ who is working hard can achieve it. So without further ado, let's now jump into the spot we want to analyze. Let's start with UTG versus button and go through the positions. So let's start this board. Let's start with the rainbow ones first. So I guess the ace high board is always a bit different, because this normally gives the pre-flop aggressor an advantage and he will bet a lot. And that's the case here too. And if check to the button, as he has a huge, although is his range advantage actually that big once he's getting checked to? He's calling a lot of like ace king hands and stuff against UTG, but the nuttiness definitely lags a bit behind, so he will almost never have ace-ace, while the button can have ace-ace. So I guess that's the main reason why we check back. So let's first go back. Let's start with looking into the hand categories we want to bet. %, loading. No pair, so no draw. No pair, no draw is checking. That's also a pattern you see a lot in GTO. If normally you down to these no equity bluffs, you always want to have at least a little bit. So like a backdoor flush draw, a gut shot, something. You downstep if you have nothing at all, usually. So if you have hit a pair, you usually want to bet. Two pair, bet often. Sets also bet most of the time. Only bottom set is slow played a decent amount. I guess that's because you don't want to run into a bigger set, and you also need to strengthen your checking range. So let's now look into hands button. Short bet wants check to. I guess very strong ones and the very weak ones possibly. Sets, top set. In a GTO setting you can have top set, but I guess humans will not have a top set that much. So even with middle and bottom set, we want to check behind mainly. Two pair, from the two pair category, only the top two bet at a decent frequency. All other two pairs want to control the pot and check back. And with top pair, you also usually control the size of the pot. Interestingly, the betting frequency goes up the weaker your pair gets. So you bet with top pair you bet 11%. When you have bottom pair you bet 26%. Okay, that's not actually bottom pair is betting the second most, and middle pair is betting the most. And yeah, with no pair, backdoor flush draw, yeah, you don't want to bet that often, just very occasionally putting in some bluffs. Oh, no draw, no blocker. Thick. So sometimes you do these almost no equity bluffs, although this has not no equity. A 5 and a 7 is often good, and if you hit an 8, then you got a rep here, and if you hit two cards I think you can hit to get a rep, a 6 and the jack, although the jack is not that great because the jack already brings in a straight that you can't beat anymore. Yeah, moving on to the next position. Although, no. Let's, is there any difference between this board? How much do things change? I think before that we bet like 70%, so not much changed, and the button also has like almost the same frequency. So I guess this one here something might change because now a lot more straight draws are possible. Yeah, the preflop aggressor wants to bet a bit less, and yeah, he is not, I think that's in line with the other frequencies. Now, do we want to look into another ace-high board? What about this one? That's also quite draw heavy. Yeah, a little bit less betting than normally, and now the button is also attacking much more often. Let's also, oops, that was not what I intended to do. Good old misclicking. So back. What are we doing if we get bet into? Defend quite a bit, and yeah, not many raises. I hope you can't hear it. My laptop cooler goes crazy. This is almost like a vacuum cleaner is here. Why is this thing running so hot and need that much cooling? I hope this thing is not dying soon, because a lot of important data is on this. So the very weekends fold mainly. One pair continues at a decent rate, but I think we want to do all and not only mate hands, because this overview is a lot better. But also there are so many categories, so yeah, it's hard to get a good overview, but let's try anyways. 2 backdoor flush draws fold, no pair backdoor flush draw fold, mid pair backdoor flush draw fold. Yeah, so all the weak stuff will get out. Mainly no pair, 2 backdoor flush draws gut shot. Oh, interesting, you call this some of the time. Yeah, okay, with kings or queens, this makes sense. You got future blockers. You could have the best hand. So this is combining a few things. A little bit of showdown value, backdoor draws, a front draw gut shot, and also blockers which you could use at a later stage. King Queen 5-3 is quite weak to call with, I think. Okay. Moving on, middle pair, backdoor flush draw, gut shot, okay. Set, backdoor, nut flush draw. So ace, ace, 7 deuce should not re-raise pre-flop. Even with a suit. Oof. So what's the general tendency? Sets, even sets call most of the time. Top pair, backdoor flush draw, open and straight draw. And that's way better than an open and straight draw only. Yeah, that's a wrap with 1 million outs. No, not 1 million, what is it? 9 plus 8, right? I mean, not all of these outs are not outs, but 9 plus 8 is 17. That's a lot. Okay, this one seems a bit weak, but yeah, I guess this probably still is fine because you can dominate other draws quite heavily. I mean, if your opponent has like the 7-8 jack, then you dominate it very heavily because you got a pair, he has no pair, and some straights you only split support, he only splits support, and yeah, if the board blanks, then you just win because you have a pair and he does not. Yeah, this is also reasonable. So the good old straight draws, the strong ones, you want to put on some pressure. This is, although I wonder why this is raising 50% of the time. Ace check 8-5. Seems like a very good hand to call with. Probably the same for this one. Yeah, so mainly you want to re-raise the very strong draws, and it helps a lot if you've got a pair with it, because then you can dominate other draws very heavily. Yeah, sets raise sometimes, but I think this was already mentioned. They don't raise that often. Even when they got an open and straight draw too, they don't raise much. Yeah, you also got to be cautious and also strengthen your checking back range a bit. And yeah, you have almost no top set and your opponent can easily have it, especially raising from UTG. So the main betting candidate is a set with a backdoor flush draw and an open and straight draw. Top 2 that also got another draw with it, an open ender. Top 2 with the backdoor flush draw. Top 2 with the backdoor not flush draw. The bet get always bet. Yeah, I mean not always, but yeah, it's we could simplify strategy by betting it always. And also the very strong sets with backup. Should also be raised always. All this makes sense. Let's now move on to the king high boards. Now probably the continuation bit frequency should go down. Wow, look at this. We should check this board almost always. This is quite surprising. This is very surprising, actually. Let's oops, that was not correct. Fold, call, fold, fold, and the board is king, queen, 8. Let's see if the Sims. Oh, that's even sicker. The Sims from another third-party GTO tool provider, so PLO Trainer versus PLO Vision, wants to bet even less. So it's 0.5% here and 4% in Vision. Wow. So he in position also wants to check a lot, but still 40% of betting. I guess we should check raise some, not that much. 11% only. What are our raises? I guess the strong ones, even the very strong stuff, it's not raising often. Huh. Look at this. Most kings want to continue slow playing. Or a lot of kings and queens. And 8s. What are the most frequent re-raises? Bottom pair, flush draw, open and straight draw, so some weak hands that got some draw in addition to that. Bottom, top and bottom, 2 backdoor flush draws, open and straight draws, set, so yeah, sets raise sometimes. So I guess you raise more with backdoor not flush draw. So seems like the less backup our set has, the more likely we are to bet. Although this has no backup, is betting the most. Okay, this has 2 vector not. Okay, this is. So yeah, well, this is weird. So sets are slow playing, and yeah, you cannot say that the better is a set, the more you want to slow play, because yeah, these sets are the ones with no backup. And way bet less than the ones with 2 backdoor flush draws. Top pair, backdoor flush draw, gut shot. So he likes to bluff with these type of hands. I guess it makes sense because you can get a lot of equity to fold. You block a king, so it's less likely that your opponent has the top set. Yeah, and you got some equity, even if he is very strong, and you can even continue on some turns, but because the backdoor flush draw helps a lot with finding bets on the turn. Top pair, 2 backdoor flush draws. So our main bluff raises are top pair with 2 backdoor flush draws, or top pair with 1 backdoor flush draw and a gut shot. Top pair gut shot. Okay, we don't even need the flush as well as it seems. Where are the raises? Yeah, if you raise without a backdoor flush draw, it seems like you want at least blockers to the backdoor flush draws in your hand. There are sometimes even just one blocker is enough. Strange that the hand with the 5 in spades want to re-raise, and the hand with a 5 in clubs want to fold. So that's kind of funny. Top pair open and straight draw. Top 2 backdoor flush draws, gut shot. So the top 2 fast play, and the sets not necessarily. I mean, it makes sense. The sets can stand a lot more heat than top 2. But top 2 also want and need backup, as it seems. What about dry top 2? Although we probably don't have many dry top 2 raising from under the gun. Where's top 2? Top and bottom. No dry top 2. Yeah, okay, this is relatively dry. So with the ones, although two backdoor flush draws. Yeah, okay. So the better the top 2, the more you want to raise. This is a rule of thumb. Okay, so this should be played relatively passive, and you should have a very high folding frequency. So until now, I assume that you can somewhat recklessly continuation bet, but that's obviously not the case, at least according to the solver. I just assumed I have a lot of kings, I have a lot of ace king, I have a lot of king queen, so why not continuation bet? What about this one? Less straight draws are possible here. Yeah, and we still don't bet that much. Let's again compare it with PLO trainer. King, queen, 4. Here it is. Yeah, In PLO Trainer we should, according to this, we should be even more passive. So checking is the main thing we want to do. And how often should he attack? I think it's about the same as on the board before. I think it even went a bit up. Oh, that's always disgusting that it loads so slowly. Bottom pair, backdoor nut flush draw, open straight draw. Yeah, he is relatively reckless, betting a lot of stuff, it seems. I mean, you got position, can't be that bad of a mistake, but yeah, sets get slow played almost 50% of the time. Even bottom pair with some backup wants to bet 50%. Middle pair, okay, there's no matter too, so yeah. No pair, backdoor nut flush draw gut shot, so that's quite loose. I mean, I guess you have some backup and you get stuff to fold that has you beat or has at least a lot of equity. Bottom pair, backdoor nut flush draw. No pair, bottom pair. So bottom pair seems, although bottom pair is checked the majority of the time. No pair, backdoor flush draw. Still is betting 23%. Overpair is not betting. Guess you also don't have it very often. No pair is general giving up. Yeah. This also has a bit of equity. I mean, backdoor straight draws and a set draw, so we not a bad without anything at all. Bottom two, top two. Interestingly, want to check a lot. This is part of the balanced approach, that you want to have strong hands in your checking range too. How much check raising? Yeah, it's basically the same as on the king high board, which was a bit more draw heavy. How much do things change on some other boards? I guess not much. So yeah, not much changed. Here also not much changed. What about this one? One more, and then we go to the queen high boards. Yeah, not much is changing. Yeah, for him also not. Yeah, these percentages also basically stayed the same. I mean, the board is also quite similar, so this makes sense. Moving on to the board with the queen, highest card. Yeah, not that much. Seems like they all play very similar. Probably also have the similar raises and bets. 9, 10, 5. I guess this will not change much. Yeah, the lower the top card gets, it seems that the preflop aggressor starts to bet a bit more. Oh, quite a lot of check raising, although he's almost not betting at all. Not check raising, raising, I mean. Yeah, so Jack high board. Jack 10 boards are the only ones which still have 2 high cards. Yeah, the lower the top card gets, the more the preflop aggressor wants to bet according to GTO, and the stabbing frequency from the button also increases. Yeah, I guess it makes sense. I mean, if your opponent bets more, and if he does it with strong hands a lot, then you can bet more, because yeah, the checking now applies less. The checking now is weaker than before. And the check raises also slightly increase the frequency on the lower boards. So this is a bit less connected, but only a tiny bit. Yeah, everything seems to basically stay the same. Let's now move on to the next position. This is UTG versus Big Blind in a single raise pot. I expect 100% check or close to it. Okay, it's actually 100%. And he should again bet a lot. Yep. Here's position, he has the polarity and the nuttiness advantage, and yeah, so he is supposed to be a lot stronger, and yeah, he will also, yeah, so, and he's also folding a lot. This is not, this is even more than the minimum defense frequency. So this is in theory exploitable. And yeah, as expected, also not much check raising. So what is, let's look into the hands. And yeah, if you got any questions or want to know something or something I want to look up, message me in chat and we can look into it. Bottom 2, top and bottom, top, bottom, top, bottom, bottom 2. Middle pair, even top 2 does not want to raise a lot. I mean, you get yourself in a terrible spot if you, I mean, basically all that, everything is bad. When he calls, it's bad. When he raises, it's really bad, and yeah, you feel like an idiot once you made the raise with top 2, because yeah, he can easily still have aces or kings. So yeah, would not recommend to re-raise that often with top 2. So, and the solver also seems to think the same way. Even sets with some backup call very often. Okay, I will telegram you later, but have to finish some other work today. Yeah, okay, good luck with your other work. Yeah, I appreciate that you are still here, although you have to do other things too. Top pair, set 2 vector flush draws. Yeah, in general, not much check raising, and a lot of the check raising is with strong hands, and occasionally some bluffs like middle pair, vector flush draw, and gut shot. So you got some additional equity, and also a benefit of your hand is that you block top 2 and middle set. So yeah, this should have, because of the blocker effects, some additional fold equity. So what else do we got? Set gut shot. Okay, top 2 backdoor flush draw gut shot. So top 2 with backup will raise less than 50%. And yeah, now we see all the stuff that folds. Even top pair, backdoor flush draw. Folds almost always. Middle pair with gut shot is often chosen as a bluff candidate. Let's go to the ones that raise. So what differentiates this from this? Both have a backdoor flush draw blocker. So that's yeah, I don't know. I don't. So whatever. Yeah, I said this already 1,000 times. It's very hard to see the patterns often. Yeah, king, queen, queen is a decent raise because you also have future blockers to the straight and can bluff on a jack, for example. I guess that's the only bluff. If you hit a queen, you are not that happy, I assume. I mean, you then have third set, but the straight just came in and yeah. Yeah, although I think, yeah, probably you are okay with hitting a queen. I mean, you also block the 10 jack a bit. Okay. So this, let's do one more. One that is a bit worse for the preflop aggressor, but I guess frequencies will not change a lot. So he checks again 100% and oh, it changed a lot. Before that he was betting 97% or something, and this got down to 81% only. Let's again compare this to Poker Trainer and see how they differentiate and what the difference are. And this one, I mean, they don't differ that much so far, but yeah, so far the PLO Trainer was suggesting to play even more passive. So let's see if he's checking 100%. Yes, so that's exactly the same. And yeah, they don't match, but yeah, it's close. The J Nandis tool wants to bet a bit more, 5% to be exactly. So yes, okay, fine. Let's move on to the king queen boards. I guess we still want to play it very passively from the big blind. Yeah, but we will have a small donking range here. The king is, the ace always is a terrible card for the non-aggressor, but yeah, once no ace is on the board, can do some stuff. Top and bottom, 2 backdoor flush draws, and the gut shot wants to bet. No pair, backdoor nut flush draw, open and a straight draw. Okay, top pair, 2 backdoor flush draws. Top 2, yeah, so that's a mix between very strong stuff and some marginal stuff that is Yeah, that's no fun to check call with, or even too weak to check call with, like what was it, no pair, backdoor nut flush draw and open and straight draw. But yeah, this which can bet and sometimes get better hands to fold and also improve on the turn. And yeah, some strong stuff as well, because if you only bet the weak stuff, yeah, this can easily be exploited. But in general, yeah, you can see not that many bets. I guess it probably doesn't hurt your game too much if you also would check this 100%. Yeah, the betting frequency goes down a lot for the in-position player. This board we want to check 60%. Could compare this to Jane Anders too, but not in the mood right now. So let's just see, get a better idea for the bets. Top pair. You can see yourself overpair, backdoor flush draw, overpair 2 backdoor flush draw. How is this even possible? Yeah, I guess it's possible. 10 jack is not an open-ended straight draw. Can we have an open-ended straight draw and an overpair? Ace. It's not possible, right? Ace. I figured it's not. So our very best hands bet very often. Top pair also mainly fires. Middle pair with a bit of backup wants to bet too. Even this is even true for our bottom pair, although this bottom pair has a lot of backup. This not, but it bets almost half the time. No pair, backdoor nut flush draw, the gut shot. Yeah, I mean, this is basically bluff with a little bit of equity. So yeah, as always, a good balanced range is chosen from the solver. Top and bottom two, even with backup, want to check and strengthen our check back range. So let's look into one more king high board with another big card, not an ace. Yeah, betting went up a little bit, and yeah, he also bets a bit more, I think. And yeah, how much is the check raising? I guess not too much. Oh, that's surprisingly high, but still folding a ton. I guess all these boards seem to play quite similar. And the lower the high card the biggest one gets, the more the big blind can donk. and yeah, the more often the preflop aggressor wants to check back, so as a first tendency. And this thing I think stayed almost the same. Let's make this board a bit less dry. I think the donk's almost the same level. This also does not change a lot, so Jack 10 now. Donks decreased a bit compared to the last one. Yeah, this is also not that different. A little bit more check raises. This was 70% before. And on the a bit drier Ace 10 flop. What did I say? Ace 10 is wrong. Jack 10 for sure. So yeah. Yeah, donking goes down, then the draws decrease. And yeah, the continuation value is about the same than before. Let's now change positions. Cut off with this button. This is a sport that happens very often, and yeah. Let's see how it's played and if it's the same as UTG versus button, where the preflop aggressor wants to be very passive. Yeah, I guess on the ace high boards that's probably not the case, but it might be for the king high boards. But I don't expect him to be as passive as for UTG versus button. So yeah, on the ace high, even on the ace high board, we want to check more often than that. So how is he reacting when facing a bet? Mainly calling. Yeah, I mean, the cutoff is a big advantage in top set, and yeah, you don't want to attack a range that is superior to yours, so the raises have to be at a small rate, and yeah, that's the case. So what should we do mainly when check 2? I guess check 2. So yeah, that's true. That's also a function of the stronger range from the cutoff in a single raised pot. Yeah, what type of hands should the button attack? Oh, this always takes so long. The sets, unsurprisingly, mid pair. So that seems to be our major bluff. Mid pair, and mid pair with a gut shot, mid pair with a backdoor flush draw, bottom pair with 2 backdoor flush draws, bottom pair. So yeah, quite a lot of betting with weekends, utilizing position, hoping to get better hands to fold, and in general to apply pressure. And yeah, this is also a general theme of the day. Sets get slow played a lot from the solver. Yeah, he is very worried about having a balanced range and does not want to be too weak when checking back. So that's why sets want to check 62% of the time. Even top 2 want to check 2/3 of the time. Okay. If not, we don't do another board for the aces. I want to look into this spot, and yeah, get the question from before answered. We want to be almost, although this is probably exactly the same, so very passive. This should be played. And yeah, he bets about 50%. How much check raising should we do? Also not much. Oh, this is so slowly, that's so annoying. Oh, okay. Middle pair, backdoor, nut flush draw, guard shot. Okay. So what are the main top and bottom? Top and bottom and top two sometimes want to check raise, but rarely. Sets also almost never check raise, even the ones with the gut shot. Top two backdoor flush draws. No pair, two backdoor flush draws, open and straight draw. So that's like the bluffing part of our, or a huge chunk of the bluffing part of our check raises. The sets that got some more backup and want to check raise a lot, and top pair again. I think ace, king 10 and stuff wanted to check raise a lot, and it seems like this is a case here too. Set, okay, sets, top pair, backdoor flush draw, open straight draw. Yeah, this almost feels like a waste for me. Okay, that's not that, yeah, I mean, but still, what are you gonna do once you check raise king, jack, jack 10? Yeah, I'm doing fine. By the way, I also watched the video yesterday. I think, was it called Lowcard? Might be helpful, but $300 seemed to be a lot. And also, the syntax seems to be weird, and you have to learn a new syntax. I mean, this program would be insanely helpful if you could copy the ranges from solvers into it and then just go from there and see all these nice graphics, but I guess it's not possible because they have their own syntax, so that's very annoying. So these are my thoughts on this program. Yeah, but it's probably okay, but yeah, I'm not sure if I want to pay $300 for it. What is this doing? So it's check raising, and then I guess if it's put all in, then it folds. So this hand turns itself to a bluff, right? King jack 10-10. Yeah, yes, I thought. So that feels a bit like waste, because this could also be easily check called. No worries. Not everyone sees the potential. Yeah, it seems like I also don't see the potential. I think you have the program. Can you copy paste ranges from PLO Trainer or from Vision and put it in there? Probably not, right? And the video was very hard to listen to. The guy speak in a monotone voice with a dialect. I almost fall asleep. Yeah, I feel like he is either from Russia or from Eastern Europe. The 100% yes on what was this the answer to? I can send you ranges. Okay. So you think this would work? Let's see. I think we can. Oh, that's probably. Is this working on in this program? So that's a range. So it's also so I think that's the syntax from, what the fuck is it called? It's called Pro Poker Tools. I think that's the syntax from Pro Poker Tools, right? And also this seems like this is way too small, right? I mean, no way that that's the entire range. Yeah, this is way longer, as you can see. So seems like you got a limit. There's a limit in this. A limit of characters that you can copy paste in Zoom, not in Zoom, in Twitch. But yeah, I mean, this should work fine because yeah, this if this works out, then we know that that's working, and then I might consider to buy it because then it's very helpful. So where were we? So yeah, he's not check raising a lot, check raising a lot of strong ends, check raising some marginal stuff, also turns some good looking hands that the human normally down turns into a bluff. And yeah, another king high board. Okay. Yeah, also this, did you knew, Georgie, that if you are the preflop aggressor and you got a king high board with another high card, that you want to play it very passively when there's the other high card is not an ace? I mean, I didn't knew that it was that passively, so that's definitely interesting. And yeah, again, playing it passively. Moving on to the queen high board. You bought GTO preflop ranges, but did this guy translate all the Monka ranges into the ranges for this program, or could you just copy paste the ones you got from Vision? Yeah, this is again very passive. But yeah, and the in position player always bets like, has a betting frequency of about 50%, and yeah, I mean here it's not even defending at the minimal defense frequency. Because what does you need to protect? Can I calculate this now? What's even the the formula for this? So then does this become profitable? So he wants to win 1 and risks 2/3. Something like, how is this working? Let's try this. No, that's definitely. Although that could be correct. This seems to be correct. So if you risk 1, yeah. So let's do this. So the pot is 3. You bet 2, so the total pot will be 5. So the minimal defense, oh, that's not correct. He bets 75% of the pot. Okay, let's do it again. 4 divided 7. So 57% is the minimum defense frequency against this bet size in order to not make this an auto profit. And he's defending 10% less. Okay, let's look into this screenshot. Okay, so that's working. I mean, it has to work, to be honest. But this was not told in the video. They just said that they have their own syntax. But yeah, obviously, to be able to use this and to be useful, this has to implement the standard syntax from Provoker tools and Monka and all this stuff in order to work out. So you have to without comma. Yeah, but that's not a big problem. You could just paste it in a text file and then say remove all comma and replace it with a space, and yeah, then you could paste it into GTO calc. So by the way, does PO also has a solver for PLO? I think so, right? But I think their solver cannot do multi-way spots, if I remember correctly. You not really need to try. I mean, that should work, right? But yeah, try it to make sure. So that's PO doesn't have PLO solver yet. I thought it had, but yeah, I might be wrong about this. So yeah, that's basically also played the same as before. What about a board that's a bit less drawy, but not much? Although a lot of gut shots now are not in there anymore. Yeah, so it looks quite similar to the one before. Yeah, not that much change. At least nothing from significance. And the Jack 10 board seems to be similar. A bit less betting from button. Yes, and yeah, the defense frequency goes up a tiny bit, but yeah, again, nothing substantial. So moving on to button versus big blind. Ace I bought first, so that's the check, and he also attacks. Although I'm just an educated guess. I think he's probably not firing with nearly 100% because he is a button. He has like 50% of hands. He cannot do is profitable. Yeah, you can see. Yeah, so he has to be way more cautious. let's go to the ace, the king queen board. Yeah, out of position, plays very passively. So the only solver for PLO is Monka right now, or does some other firm has a solver for that too? I mean, Monka is a bit of a pain in the ass, and I think we also have no support anymore. At least the support seems not to do anything anymore, mainly. I mean, if I wrote to them, they basically ignored all requests. So yeah, again, like 50% betting range, and the check raise probably is also not that great. Again, less than the minimum defense frequency. 57% should have been defended. So simple is the one. Okay, let's move on to queen high board. Yeah, I guess out of position is playing passively again, but oh, he wakes up a little bit on the queen high board, doing 40% of donking. Yeah, probably hands like 9-10 with a backdoor flush draw and stuff, and also some good hands for balance sake. I could write this PO guys and ask if they give it for free for me, because I do these analyses day in and day out, but yeah, probably they just say go yourself. So the email probably would be a waste of time. Bottom two donks. He also chooses, at least it feels like he chooses the bottom two very wisely, because all these bottom two block the straights somehow. So, or the straight draws better. That's the correct way to say it. Okay, what else is a donk? Top two, backdoor nut, flush draw, gut shot. No pair, backdoor nut, flush draw, open and straight draw. Yeah, that was a hand I mentioned before. Middle pair to backdoor flush draws and a gut shot. Yeah, this is too weak to check call, I guess. But yeah, you can donk from time to time. Bottom to backdoor flush draws, gut shot. Yeah, that's basically the same category of hand. And also, again, strong hands in there too. Some other marginal ones, but not at a high frequency. Yeah, you can see it yourself. So yeah, and if he checks, how often is he attacking? I guess again about 50%. Yep, that's right. And the check raising frequency, is it going up or down? I don't even remember what the check raising frequency was before. I think it's about the same, maybe up a tiny bit, but yeah, nothing amazing. Jack 10. Yeah, again, some donking. I guess probably the hand categories we saw before. And yeah, 50-50. And the check raising frequency, yeah, I don't remember what it was before, but yeah, it's nothing insanely happened. Blind versus blind. Let's see if we learn something interesting there. Okay, I know how to do it properly. You mean exporting a range from Monka to PLO calc or what? Okay, now again on the ace high board, the preflop aggressor always wants to bet a lot, and here even out of position he's betting almost entire range. And yeah, the big blind also has a very weak range here because he's defending 70%. So yeah, he can also not attack that much. He's also overfolding if you judge from the standpoint of the minimal defense frequency. So yeah. Yeah, let's see what changes if we make the board king high only. Yeah, that's basically what I tried to set before. So yeah, you have to what is the word for, I'm not sure what the correct word for it is, so let's translate it first. The German word is comma, but what is the English word? Comma. So it's comma too. So that's easy. So yeah, you have to replace a comma with a space. Is it even called space? Yeah, it's space, the big thing on your keyboard, the big key. So yeah, that was my idea too. Yeah, on the king high board we still bet a lot, attacking the weak range of the big blind, and the big blind still can't do much about it and will overfold, judging from the standpoint of the minimal defense frequency again. And yeah, also not a lot of raising. I guess the big blind range strengthened the lower the biggest card on the board gets. On queen high, you still want to attack a lot. And yeah, not that much changes. I guess he's defending a bit more. Let's also look into the cases where he gets checked to. How aggressively will he playing? And not too aggressive, checking back the most hands and only betting 28%. So now moving on to Jack 10. So you need so a space is not doing it. We have to be in a new row all the time. Okay. On the jack high board, our betting goes down to less than 60%. And yeah, I mean, the board becomes better and better for the weak range of the big blind. And yeah, the big blind again defends a bit more, and if it's checked too, I guess he plays it passively mainly still. Yeah, but his betting got up a bit, if I remember correctly. We are through all positions already. Maybe. I mean, we took like 1.5 hours, I guess, so already might be not describing it that well. I know this was probably dry, but we learned, well, what are the main takeaways? I guess one takeaway is that the solver sometimes chooses hands to bluff with that seem like a clear check call, and then he's still folding against the shove, like the one with top pair and an open-ender. And also that out of position on these 2 high card boards, even if you are the aggressor, you want to play it very passively, especially if the high card is not an ace. With an ace, you usually still want to be showing aggression. Yeah, okay. No, I'm not sponsored, but it would be great if I were. I mean, this is great free advertising for them every day, basically. So maybe I should try. And I should also get an affiliate link that people can click and where they get a small discount and can sign up for both the products. But I guess if I try, they probably will not. I mean, I probably will be able to get an affiliate, but I guess they don't give their products for free because I'm just too small of a YouTuber and Twitch streamer. Yeah, but I have a good argument for still giving it to me. I mean, my viewership is small, but I'm targeting exactly the guys we want to target, because only the guys who really want to get good at poker will watch my stuff, and they probably would also buy the products which I recommend. So it can't be too bad. And I'm growing. I mean, I'm growing not fast, but I get like 50 new subscribers or something a month. Yeah, maybe I should do some streaming of live play. But yeah, I'm a bit afraid that I will give away too much information. Yeah, I mean, I think both PLO Trainer and PLO Vision are not perfect. Especially, PLO Trainer was great when it was included in the PLO Mastermind. You just have to pay, I don't even remember what I had to pay, but this was comparably cheap. But now PLO Trainer will be $150 a month, and I think that's very expensive. Yeah, especially because their sims seem to have not run long enough, and also they have no sims for forward pots. They have no sims. No, I mean, they got a few, but basically no sims for turn and river. So $150 seems quite expensive. I mean, at the moment, Vision is ahead in that category. I mean, the overview and stuff is a bit better in PLO Trainers. So yeah, it's okay to have both. I mean, I just got it with the PLO Mastermind, and I think after PLO Trainer got that expensive, what did we do? I think it's like still 3 months free for the old members, but they will, but soon it will expire, and I probably will not renew it unless Jay Nennis give it to free for me. But I guess he will not, because I outed him as a losing player in one of the videos, and since then he's very mad at me, and I don't even know why. I mean, he said it himself in a stream. I mean, not in these words. He said, "This is my graph with rakeback," and does not said anything about the other graph that's going down and is like minus 50k, and that's a graph without rakeback. And then I said, "Hey, look, you cannot win on high stakes on GG," and I said even a great player like Jay Nennis cannot win. So Why do you think you can win? And yeah, for some reason he didn't like that video. Yeah, semi-grinder, the combination of provoker tools and PLO calc. Yeah, so you can get very far with PPT. Before, I think I was like one of the better racks even on high stakes, and I only did PPT analysis back in the day. But yeah, I think you need to get a program where you can get into GTO a bit. I mean, for preflop, it's very helpful. You need to get a good understanding of these ranges, but therefore you just need a subscription for like 1 month. And afterwards, yeah, you could just quit it. Because yeah, I think when you have a basic idea, if you worked hard and yeah, did a lot of situations and stuff. And yeah, for post-flop, all third-party stuff that is out there is not great. I also would love like 200 BB deep sims, and no one has this, or multi-way sims, and no one has that too. So I know that JNettis has some, because there are videos and quizzes about this, but these are not included in the PLO trainer, so yeah, don't know why. But this definitely should be in there, and then it might be worth $150 a month. Yeah, throw in the screenshot and I look into it. So we wanted to move on to 3-bet pots. So on ace-high boards, the preflop aggressor will always go very wide. Also button is preflop aggressor, yeah, so he's checking, he's betting, and yeah. Oh, but the pot size is not the correct sizing. Yeah, so this is not surprising at all. So you could take this one. So it's, should I make a screenshot? Can't. No, I messed it up. So I also don't know why my this screenshot used to pop up instantaneous, and now they take like 5 seconds before they pop up. Not sure why this is. This is very interesting. No, not very, but although I think it is, because why are you donking that much on a board like this? This is surprising. I mean, my standard is to check almost 100% of the time, to be honest. Although I guess for UTG this is a good flop, but still, my standard was to basically have no donking range here. Let's look into this. Top and bottom, top and bottom, top and bottom, top 2 got shot. So 2 pair with backup, we want to donk for half pot, as it seems. Even top pair with strong backup, middle pair with backup, no pair with just an open ender. Yeah, this has to be a check fold. Not a check fold, a bet fold. I mean, I don't see this as profitable. I mean, sick. So, really? He was kidding me. that's a wrap. So so that's always better than an open-ended straight draw. So yeah, I get behind this. Jack 10-9, yeah, that's a wrap. Okay, donking a wrap makes sense. Okay, that's a wrap. Is also donking like lonely open-enders? Jack 10-7. Okay, but rare, not that often. I guess this is to balance out all the very strong hands he has. So sometimes he has to put in Jack 10-10. And these open-ended straight draw type hands also have additional outs against a hand like aces, for example. We can have hit a jack or a 10-2. No pair, backdoor flush draw, open-ended straight draw. That's better. If I see it correctly, that are 9 straight outs, and yeah, 9 straight outs. Although that's not betting. What are the ones that bet? Yeah, 9 straight outs. Although is this a bad fold? Jack 10-9. I mean, that's probably not enough to check call, right? To bet for call. Also all the other shit here. Top pair gut shot. Top pair gut shot stuff is also interesting. Is this a bad call, a bad fold? What is it? Set, top pair, backdoor flush draw, gut shot. Top 2. So let's find that out. So he is now getting re-raised. He still folds about half the hands he was doing this with. So this is spot with PLO 50 ranges. Maybe it's a bit different with range, more still with. Always start with the equity graph. Okay, let me look into this, and then I look into your screenshot afterwards. Top pair, backdoor flush draw folds. Top pair, backdoor flush draw. Bottom pair, backdoor flush draw. I didn't even recognize that these are betting. I guess that's at a very low frequency. So yeah, no pair, 2 backdoor flush draws on open ender. Can't continue. Top pair, 2 backdoor flush draws. There's the top pair and the gut shot. No pair. Top pair, gut shot, folds. Okay. Top pair, 2 backdoor flush draws, gut shot. Okay, so they sometimes get it in. So check 10-9-9. Do I like Jack 10-9-9 less than Jack King Jack King 10-9-9? Do I like it less than King Jack 9-7? Not sure, but the solver does. Oh, when you in the top pair gut shot part of your range, then it has a backdoor flush draw too, then it's enough to shove. And yeah, all the strong things gets it in, like 2 pair sets and stuff. Bottom pair, open-ended straight draw. gets it in most of the time. Makes sense. Okay, this is even strong. Although, well, I would have, once I donk, I would have a hard time folding this one. 10 and 8 are possible additional outs when I have the open ender. Although, yeah, I mean, you could argue that if you have this and an 8, a 10, and jack, an ace, all these cards might also be additional outs. So yeah, get it. If we check, how much check raising do we do? And what is the aggression from this guy? So he is checking back that much on this board. That's also a bit surprising. Are you affiliated with PLO Calc? So that you want to sell this product? Yeah, because you seems like you very much like it. Yes. So these are the ranges. EP equity. And this are the equity graphs. So if I read this correctly, who is the green and who's the red one? The green one has the advantage in the top hands, but then if it comes to the middling part of the range, he has a disadvantage. I guess this is like ace-ace. He has the advantage, and for all the other stuff, the caller from the button has the advantage. And then you got this screen. You can see that OOP has all. What is all? Sets has more sets or not, or what is it? Cumulative imposition. Two pair also OOP has the advantage. Overpair in position has the advantage. So the range advantage in position comes from overpairs. Is this for the free bet pot? Okay. So this is yeah. So this is a 3-bet pot. In position has a lot less sets. Interesting. Two pair. Okay, I also don't know what ranges we put in, but two pair. Overpairs. He has the advantage because yeah, he is the only one who can have aces. That's interesting. You could also define turn river cards and see how this graph changes on different runouts and stuff. So yeah, this is definitely a nice tool to have, but and yeah, I also saw in the video that sometimes the flushes are better than the full houses because when they have the right blockers, yeah, you could potentially bet them or use them as bluff catcher. So yeah, this tool definitely has some worth, but this also requires a lot of work and thinking yourself, and that's what most people don't want to do. They want to have a solver where they put it in and then they see it and they have no own thinking involved. Yeah, I also, for me, it's most of the time I have more fun doing these analyses than playing and yeah, thinking about tough hands. But I know a lot of professionals who don't want to think about it at all. They just want to have the solution. And some are not even, yeah, they don't have the skill set to analyze it properly. So they need a solver in order to get better in the game, because if they would have to do all the analysis and putting in the range for themselves and getting familiar with the tools, they just can't do it. We just don't have the skill set. I don't know. Maybe it's just laziness, but yeah, some just can't do it. I know even high stakes player that won millions. We never have used like Hold'em Manager or an equity tool ever. We just play. We are just great field players and somehow managed to win back in the day large amounts. I guess nowadays they can't win anymore, but still crazy that we were able to win that much. 30%. Let's also see how often he should lead according to Poker Trainer. King, Queen. I hope you don't hear the background noise, but not much I can do about it, unfortunately. So sorry. So yeah, let's download it and see how much leading he wants to do here. Yeah, a bit less, but still 26%, and Vision has it at 30%. Yeah. Yeah, I think in GTO land, almost no kings get re-raised. Probably also almost no queens get re-raised. UTG can have a lot of kings and queens still, and also eights. And he will not have many sets. Only the very strongest king hands. So, or queen, I mean queen, probably almost none. So that's why this leading frequency is happening. And also he also wants to check back almost always. So what is he still betting? Top pair gut shot, he's potting probably to get it in. Over pair gut shot, same. Like, top and bottom, over pair, yeah. So these are strong hands. Top pair, back of this. These are definitely the get it in type hands. Middle pair, open and straight draw. What happens to middle pair, open and straight draw? Is it folded? I guess. No pair gut shot. This is definitely folded. Over pair, backdoor nut flush draw gut shot. Yeah, top two, this probably not folded. Top pair, let's middle pair gut shot. Yeah, that's folded, I guess. Bottom pair gut shot. That's also folded once it gets raised. Sets again. Slow play a decent amount. Bottom pair, backdoor nut flush draw. Bottom pair. Bottom pair? Just bottom pair wants to bet 50% of the time. Okay. Okay, let's see how much he's folding and what he's folding. Uh, 51% he's still folding. Man. The cool thing is that you can villain is not playing properly. For example, in my yeah, I mean, even in my pool, I don't see many leads. But yeah, I probably have to put it in my game. Although I also think that most people just continuation bet, assuming that they got a range advantage on King Queen, and that's actually not the case. I mean, I did knew that before, but now I know. So this was already very valuable. I think yeah, people have no leading range basically on this, and people also don't check back enough. I think the continuation bet percentage probably is 75% or something on this board. Overpair wants to fold. Okay, no pair and bullshit wants to fold. Middle pair with a bit of backup wants to fold. Bottom pair. No pair, two backdoor flush draws, open and straight draw still folds. What else do we have? No pair OSD folds. Over pair, backdoor nut flush draw folds. Top pair, two backdoor flush draws, gut short. Okay, that's okay. I thought this is the ace king 10 type hand, but yeah, this one is obviously weaker. And so yeah, these are what? Backdoor flush draw. Okay, the ones with the ace king want to get it in still, and the ones with the weaker flush draw and the weaker gut short fold. Top pair gut short gets it in almost always. Overpair, backdoor nut flush draw, gut short. Okay, makes sense. Yeah, all these other stuff makes sense, I guess. Oh, no pair, backdoor nut flush draw, open and straight draw. Okay, that's a wrap. So he should have something else. Not name all the straight draws open and straight draw. That's not correct. Obviously, yeah. So you can see what he gets it in with. So yeah, but that's basically common sense. Yeah, I also think that people are way off GTO, or most people are. I have to go to the door, but yeah, give me a moment. Hat's geklingelt? Aber ich muss noch gleich einfach noch hoch. Ich komme da gleich zu euch. So, Nina. Ich muss runter, dein Besuch ist da. Okay. Ja, wurde gerade gewickelt, dann ist sie am Start. Okay. Oh. Okay, let's go through some more of these. I might have to quit very soon. Yeah, but yeah, you are right. People are way off GTO. And even for high stakes, some of the guys still play, and I don't know if it's because of Corona and they got bored or whatever is going on, but some of these old school people who made like tons of money still play, and seems like they haven't improved. And yeah, they are just terrible. I don't want to mention names, but some of the old school crushers are very, very bad in today's games. I saw insanely bad stuff from them when I was playing 2K with them. So yeah, people are way off GTO. Okay, same also for Queen Jack 7. You should lead a decent amount, I guess. The same reason we mentioned before on the King Queen something board. And yeah, as you can see, we also want to play relatively passive as a pre-flop aggressor. I guess it's again that it's a case that UTG has the advantage in sets and top 2 and stuff. I guess you probably see a similar pattern on the queen high boards too. Yep. And yeah. But yeah, the betting goes up. Seems like it goes up the lower the card gets. Yeah. Okay, small blind versus UTG. I unfortunately have to hurry a bit, but yeah, I hope we can still finish this. Oh, did something happen? Was I disconnected for a short amount of time or something? Yeah, not sure. Okay, so now small blind was 3-betting against UTG. And yeah, on the ace-high board, as always, we want to bet a ton. We got a range advantage. We have the ace-ace hands, and UTG basically cannot have them, so yeah. Makes sense. If it gets checked to UTG wants to play very passive and check back almost always. Yeah, T-bets always basically. And yeah, and the preferred sizing on this boards without flush draws seems to be pot, and yeah, this is also not satisfying the minimum defense frequency. Against a pot-sized bet, you need to defend 50% of the time, otherwise your opponent has auto profit, and yeah, 74% means that he can print money. Yeah, so it seems like at the same time when the dog was going crazy, I think I say it wrong often, but yeah, you know, the animal with 4 legs and stuff. Also my internet might have crashed. I guess you pot since UTG has all the king. I think he does not have all the king. Many kings get folded when he gets 3-bet. I mean, in reality, people don't fold that many kings, but given this positions, the 3-bet percentage should be very low. So I guess SB is probably doing it with like 5% frequency, and 2.5% are aces. So he has aces half of the time, so you can fold kings if you don't have the best of the best kings. Yeah, it's surprising to you that king should fold, or what is surprising? I think, yeah, he's potting. Why is he potting? I guess probably also because he does not want him to peel. So, but I guess we still have a folding range probably. How big is it? Yeah, 37% will still fold. So let's... Yeah, now it's UTG versus a small blind. That's now you probably missed that I changed positions and yeah, the stream was down for a certain amount of time, as you said. So top pair, backdoor nut flush draw gut shot still folds. So these hands are not good enough to get it in. Okay, I mean, in reality, I think almost everyone is not folding anymore with this hands. But this probably is correct. I mean, humans probably are even more careful than they should on these type of boards. And when they raise, they are very strong. So ace king minimum. And then obviously you can fold ace queen 10. And yeah, the solver also does. And he is not known for folding much. Top pair, backdoor not flush draw gut shot. Top 2, bottom 2. King 9 folds after potting. I mean, makes sense. I mean, you beat nothing once he gets over the top. Bottom pair, 2 backdoor flush draws. Okay, no pairs should fold. But top and bottom still folds with a gut shot. Sick. Look at this. Yeah, equity realization is worse. In general, we bet a ton when out of position in 3-bet pots. Yeah, that's a pattern I also recognized doing this work. So what hands do we get in? Set, top 2. Yeah, okay, set, top 2. Top 2, set, top 2, set. So yeah. Okay. Makes sense. Now, moving on to the boards with the king and another high card. And yeah, but no ace anymore. And yeah, you should check a ton here. And now the preferred sizing is not pot anymore. So on ace high boards you want to bet pot, but on non-ace high boards 50% is the preferred sizing. And UTG is defending a lot. And yeah, you also only want to bet like half the time. And if you check, UTG should attack 50% of the time. And oh, a high amount of check raise in there. Did not expect it that many check raises. Okay, so a lot of the bottom pair backdoor nut flush open and straight draw. So 10 jack 8, or is this again? Okay, this is a big draw. This is not an open ender. Are any of these open ender? No. So yeah. Bottom pair OSD. I guess this again is yeah. So we trap with a lot of our good draws and also with some of our good mate hands, so that he cannot relentlessly attack. Okay, let's move on to the queen high boards. Yeah, okay, this is also a spot where I don't think people check enough. I think people, now also the pot size becomes again more relevant, but still 50% is preferred once we bet. Okay. How much check raising? Is this again check raised that often than the one before? Yes. Okay, that's these boards are played a lot different than I expected. A lot of check raising from the preflop aggressor, and only betting like 50% on a non-ace high board. I mean betting, not betting 50%, I mean 50% betting frequency, so your c-bet should only be 50%. I think for most people it's higher, and I also think the check raises are not done with the frequencies recommended here. And yeah, the queen high board, the 50% sizing was preferred, and now on the jack high board the pot sizing is preferred, and no idea why that is. Yeah, in position is not potting. If I, yeah, he's only betting 50%. But yeah, that's I don't know. This might actually not be correct, but yeah, the guys who made the sims probably only allowed them to bet 50%, so maybe they also did in the beginning, but then saw that this size is almost never used. So yeah, hard to say. Hard to say. Let's see what's happening here. So this is a raise. Fold, fold, fold. Then a re-raise. And then a fold. Then a call. And now it's Jack 10-6. Jack 10-6. Let's compare this. Okay. This is doing a bit more potting. And once, what else? Let's see. If we check. Okay. Look at this. The poker trainer has 2 sizes. Only Vision has 1 size only. So let's compare this. Yeah, but as you can see, the pot sizing is almost never used. I wonder if that's the case in most of these spots. I guess so. I mean, probably the guy who made this put some thoughts in this and had some sims pre-run with the pot sizing and found that not to be helpful. So in position seems not to pot, or only a tiny amount. So yeah, we can simplify our strategy to not potting at all. And yeah, if we get check 2, we should bet a decent amount. Is the check raise frequency again very high? Yes, it is. And the check raises are always for pot. So once we check raise, we want to commit. I guess this is to remove our positional disadvantage and to make the pot big. So next position, button versus cutoff, ace high board, I guess. Again, the cutoff will do a lot of betting. No, he has a pre-flop, I guess. So he's checking 100%, he's doing a lot of betting. Yeah, standard stuff. 50% is the sizing used mainly. And yeah, we fold a lot. Yeah, not much we can do on ace high boards. Now king high board. Are we again a lot of donking on the king high boards as before, and yeah, also a lot of checking back from the pre-flop aggressor, and the sizing mainly used is 50%. There's also a lot of check raising happening. Yeah, also a lot of check raising. So I guess often these strong hands also get re-raised. I mean, you can probably have an exploitable approach against people who c-bet at good frequencies. You want to donk, although that's also exploitable. But yeah, against people with good frequencies who might be paying enough attention, you probably want to be balanced and don't follow an exploitative approach. But against people who, for example, bet way too much on these boards, you probably want to check raise way more often than do the donking. And let's be realistic, if people play Zoom like 4 tables, they probably don't recognize that you do this. So what about this board? No, the donking goes down on this board. Yeah, again, a lot of checking back, 50% against the preferred sizing, a lot of check raising going on. Although this is not the board we want to look at. Jack 10 we need. Jack 10 we still need. Yeah, seems like the cutoff is the biggest advantage in sets and good mate hands on the king queen board, and it goes down on the queen jack board, and it goes down even further on the queen 10 board. We could again see okay, we can also do this for, let's see if it's again not potting at all. Jack 10-6, where is in position? Jack 10-6, yeah, so he checks, is in position now, potting. In position, although here he is also potting. What is the donking frequency? Whoops. Back. Fuck. Check 10-6. Check 10-6. There it is. Oh! Here we also have, look at this. In Janenda's Sims, we got the option to pot as well, and this seems to be utilized a lot as a donk. Let's compare this again to this situation. Raise, fold, fold. Raise, fold, fold, call, king, queen, something. What was it? King, queen 8, I think, was the one. Let's see. And so for here it's only 50%, but on the other boards, if you allow the solver a bigger donk, it often also uses pot. So as you can see, so yeah. So that's interesting. So probably it makes sense to also have the option to donk for pot. As yeah, on the Jack 10 board, this is a mainly used option. And yeah, unfortunately in PLO Vision, there's no pot option. And yeah, it seems like the solver would prefer to pot. Is there again a lot of check raising going on? Yes, it is. Okay, a small blind versus button. Yeah, that's an interesting one because especially the buttons range is very wide. So yeah, I guess this is again like 100% bet, and yeah. Oh, not? Why not? Although it is 100% bet, but with different sizings. And yeah, he's basically just calling, never re-raising. And he also has a very wide range. Yeah, he has to protect his good hands, and therefore he cannot do any raising because his range is so much weaker overall. Moving on to a king-queen board. Oh, here it seems like the range advantage again is still very very big for the preflop aggressor, because small blind is again betting almost always. I guess this will change on this board. Also, now the preflop aggressor also has a lot more kings in his 3-betting range, because he loves to go after him with some weaker overpairs too in these positions. Again, almost no checking. And yeah, here on this board, button starts to re-raise. I wonder why only pot is allowed. I mean, pot has some disadvantages. You can never bluff, basically. So maybe there should be a 50% or something option too. Because this probably means that if you re-raise, you get it in like always. I think you will be surprised how passive you probably are. What I would suggest for a good strategy stream is review of your 4-betting ranges strategy. I think you will be surprised how passive you probably are. I think that is one of my biggest leaks I have to work on. I think I personally do quite okay with my 4-betting. I mean, I looked in the GTO ranges and now which ones to 4-bet with and which one I should not. And what else? Middle pair. Okay, it's an open-ender too. Mid pair. So the stuff he's raising often is strong. Yeah. So are there any sick bluffs in there? So is he doing any raise folding? Is there no bluffing range in there? Yeah, so it seems like no bluffs because he's not folding anymore, or he has to put in too much money already. So that could also be the reason. I think my 4-betting range is not that bad. I also 4-bet quite wide against some opponents. I mean, some of these guys just overuse their 3-bet. Especially some guys like to go after you, especially when they are on the button and when you raise from cutoff or from middle position. And against these guys, I often 4-bet very wide. And yeah, there's also one guy with whom I battle very hard pre-flop all the time. Fake or Real is his name. He has like 20% 3-bet. He's a regular, also plays like 4 tables, I think. PLO 100 zoom all the time, and yeah, we get it in quite light very often. So okay, this board it seems like all these boards are favorable for the small blind. At least he's doing a ton of betting. Yeah, but this is best to learn in your program, PLO Calc, or in Pro Poker Tools, because you can compare. So someone bets 3-bets like 15%, then you can look, okay, 15%, how am I doing with Ace, King, Queen, Jack? How am I doing with Kings? And yeah, then you can work out a plan against these guys. And you will be surprised. The weak kings often do very bad. Yeah, I wish you a good day too. Thanks for watching, and yeah, thanks for taking part in this, and yeah, talking so much to me. So yeah, some re-raising, still a lot of re-raising. So yeah, we move on to the last position. Very need to go, so we might have to hurry a bit. I guess yeah, this again will be very much in the favor from the big blind, so he will check always, he will bet always, and he will play very passively and give up a lot. Yeah, so exactly what we thought. We learned that this board is tough. Wow, this is like insanely. Are you still in there? That's so sick. Small blind should donk 50% of the time for 50% pot in a 3-bet pot on King, Queen, 8. So that's something I need to keep in mind for sure. I hope I don't forget. That's so sick. Wow. Let's also compare it with Jane Ender's solution. This is like very crazy stuff. King, queen, 8. This is insanely crazy stuff. What? Okay, I think I messed up. Did I mess up? Back. No, I did not mess up. Wow! They use different sizings. These guys. Okay, he is using for his donk 3/4 pot, and he is using 50%. But let's see how much donking is going on here. So what? This is like an insane difference. So here it's only 70% when you use a higher sizing, and if you want to donk, I guess the only sizing defined for the solvers is 75% and 50%, and yeah, for 50% you want to donk an insane amount. So okay, the very good ones, top and bottom, so 2 pair, middle pair with some backup, top 2, open and straight draw. So what middle pair, 2 backdoor flush draws. Okay, that's definitely bluff. Top pair, 2 backdoor flush draws. Yeah, that's also a bad fold. Set, 2 backdoor flush draws. Bottom pair, 2 backdoor flush draws, gut shots. Yeah, so yeah, for 50%, if you use a 50% sizing, you want to donk insanely wide. And yeah, if you use this sizing, yeah, okay, what is this? I don't have time to build buckets now, but you have to tighten up a lot if you want to use a bigger sizing. So what is the reaction to a 50% donk? Calling most of the time, I guess, because the small blind has the advantage in very big hands. So, and if it's checked to us, we bet about half the time. Are we experiencing a lot of check raising? Yeah, a decent amount. What about here? Check. Here it's also half pot and 3/4 pot. Why are the sizings completely different than normal in this situation? Are you fucking kidding me? So it's always 50%. Let's compare. Okay, here it's also always 50%. So that at least that matches. And how much re-raising he wants to do. He has the option to re-raise 2 different sizes. And yeah, about 15% total, half for half pot and half for full pot. Okay, that's basically what he wants to do as well. So let's go to the queen high board. Go. Okay, we want to do a lot of checking, but again, donking like crazy. So he calls queen jack 7. Where are you? Queen jack 7. Let's go. This is a different sizing. Let's see. How much is the betting? Okay. So this board, even with the higher sizing, should have a high donking frequency. Don't get why. Normally it always has for the preferred aggressor half pot and full pot, and I don't understand. But half pot is the dominant sizing again, so half pot seems to be blind versus blind the strategy you should choose. And yeah, a lot of check raising going on. What is it here? Here it's a lot less. No, not that much less, but a bit less. Okay, last board, really need to go. But I hope you enjoyed it. Some very surprising findings in this, so yeah, this was definitely worth it for me. Yeah, recommend it to your friends if that helped you, because they probably don't know a lot of this stuff either. So again, on this board, I also have an insanely high donking frequency. Jack 10-6. Jack 10-6. Let's compare it to the bigger sizing as well. Oh, no, that's not the board. Sorry. Jack 10-6. There, here we go. Yeah, but yeah, donking goes down a lot if you use the bigger sizing. But still, 27%. I mean, my main game plan so far was to not donk this or don't donk this very often. What do we do if we got raised? I guess we still fold a decent chunk. Yep. We do. Still fold like half the hands. And call or re-raise the rest. If check 2, I guess 50% will be the dominant sizing. And yeah, we bet about half the hands. I want to look into the donking range once more and then, yeah, leaving the stream for today. Okay, almost finished. Top and bottom set, top 2, so we donk a lot of strong hands. Over pair, backdoor, not flush draw, open straight draw, yeah, strong hands, all strong hands. What is weak? Top and bottom, backdoor, flush draw. This is still folding against the raise, I guess. I'm probably choosing the ones that block straight draws. Yeah, king blocks straight draws. Queen, yeah, that's playing terrible, but blocking straight draws, so okay. Let's look into some more hands. Bottom pair gut shot, bottom pair 2 backdoor flush draws. So yeah, some weak stuff. Donks at a low frequency. Bottom pair backdoor flush draw, open and straight draw. Middle pair gut shot. Or sets mainly check. Yeah. We have to have some of this weak stuff in there too. Middle pair, open and I wonder what this. I wonder, is this still folding? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I hope you learned something. Some very interesting foundings we got here today. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. I did. I hope I will not forget is the word. Forget very soon. And yeah, I will adjust my game accordingly to do the things I learned today. My frequencies on some of these boards were completely off, and yeah, I will have to readjust. So yeah, thanks for watching. Until next time, I wish you good luck at the tables.